So, you ever wonder how some Amazon sellers turn their little online stores into these massive million-dollar paydays? Well, I'll tell you, it's not just about selling a bunch of products. It's about building a real, valuable asset, one that's designed from the very beginning for a huge exit. Today, we're going to break down the exact blueprint for how to do that.
And the playbook for all this comes from the book Almost Automated Income with FBA by Neil Twa and Reed Larson. Now, these guys aren't just talking theory. They've helped launch thousands of brands and have sold over $100 million worth of physical products. So yeah, the strategies we're about to cover, they're the real deal. They've been tested in the trenches and they flat out work.
This right here, this quote is probably the single biggest mindset shift you need to make. Seriously. Look, the monthly profits are great, don't get me wrong, but the real life-altering wealth, that comes from selling the business at the end. Every single decision you make, what product to choose, how you design your logo, all of it, has to be seen through this one lens. How is this going to make my company worth more to a buyer down the road?
Okay, let's be super clear about something. This is not a side hustle. It's not a lottery ticket. This is a real, honest-to-goodness business. It takes capital, a smart strategy, and a long-term vision. The goal isn't just to make a quick buck next month. The goal is to build a sustainable, profitable company that someone else will be lining up to buy from you.
So, how do we actually build this asset? What does it look like? Well, the whole strategy really rests on 4 main pillars. These are the foundations that are going to guide you every step of the way, from day one right up to that final sale.
And this isn't some random list, okay? It's a journey, a sequence. You have to start by getting to profitability. Then, you prove the concept works through growth. After that, you pour gasoline on the fire with scale. And finally, you cash out with the exit. Each one of these pillars builds on the one before it. If you have a weakness in one, the whole thing could get wobbly.
And that takes us to pillar number 1, profitability. This is totally non-negotiable. I mean, it's so easy to get mesmerized by big, flashy revenue numbers, right? But if you aren't actually profitable, you don't have a business. You have a very expensive hobby. And here's the key takeaway. Profit is the ultimate sign of a healthy business, and it is the product you're selling when an acquirer comes along.
You know, it's also really important to know the difference between growth and scale, because they're not the same thing. Think about it like this. Growth is like having a hit single on the radio. It's awesome. It shows people are interested, and you've got something that might really work. But scale is having a multi-platinum album. It proves you have broad, mass market appeal. One shows potential, the other shows you've made it. And this is a total game changer. They call it the platinum principle. See, most people build a business that completely depends on them. They're involved in everything. Then, when it's time to sell, they're scrambling to untangle themselves. The smart way to do it is to build a business that can run without you, long before you even think about selling. Set up systems, delegate tasks, automate everything you can. That way, you're handing an investor a true turnkey asset. And guess what? That makes your company's value shoot way, way up. Okay, so you're profitable, you're showing some solid growth, you've built your systems, now it's time to hit the gas. Let's talk about the real engine of this machine, how to scale your private label brand. Why the number 5? What's so special about that? Well, to Amazon's algorithm, the computer brain running the whole show, a brand that has multiple products just looks more legit. It looks more stable than a one-hit wonder. It tells Amazon you're a serious player, which reduces your risk profile, and it unlocks some really powerful tools on the platform, like your own brand store that can seriously boost your sales.
And this chart does a great job of showing where you want to be. On Amazon, there are basically 3 tiers of customers. Down at the bottom, you have what they call the mosh pit. It's just a chaotic, bloody battle on price. Low price, low margins, it's a race to the bottom. The real money and the real brand value is made when you move up to that mid-tier and top tier. That's where you can create premium products, charge what you're worth, and enjoy some seriously healthy profit margins.
Now, look, Amazon is the perfect launchpad. It's the best place on earth to prove your brand works. But you have to see the bigger picture. Amazon is only about 40% of the entire e-commerce market. The real, massive opportunity for scale and for a much, much higher price when you sell is getting a piece of that other 60+% out there.
Which, of course, brings us to the grand finale. All this hard work, building profit, scaling the brand, expanding to new channels. It's all been leading to this one single moment, the payoff. It's time to engineer an exit that makes every bit of that effort worth it.
And this is where the strategy really pays off, literally. A business that only operates on Amazon might sell for, say, 3 or 4 times its annual profit, which is great. But By expanding to other channels, your own website, other marketplaces, that number, that multiple, can explode. We're talking up to 8, 9, even 10 times your profit. This one move is the difference between a nice payday and truly life-changing money.
So, when those people with the big checks show up, what are they actually looking for? It really comes down to these 4 things. They're going to look at the risk. Is the business diversified or is it all riding on one product? They want to see potential for future growth. They need easy transferability. That's your platinum principle in action. And they need perfect, clean documentation of all your financials. Your job is to build a business that aces this report card.
Let's just bring this all home with one final super important point. Never, ever forget what you're actually selling. You are not selling widgets or gadgets, you are selling a stream of profit. A buyer is purchasing your business's ability to generate cold, hard cash. And that is why profitability is the very first pillar and the ultimate measure of your success.
So there you have it. That's the blueprint. A clear path to building an e-commerce machine that's designed from the ground up for a maximum exit. By focusing on profit, smart growth, and strategic scaling, you're not just selling products anymore. You're creating a truly valuable, sellable asset. You've got the plan now. So the only question left is, what does your financial freedom look like?